Today's the day my sister and I are going grocery shopping. First step is to say bye to our little fluffy friend, and then my sister the sloth obviously has to send a bunch of snaps, and I didn't know this, but apparently North Face jackets are a thing right now. After about half an hour, she finally picks an outfit, goes upstairs, changes her mind, then comes downstairs, rubs the baby lion's bum, and yeah, I don't really know how I felt about that. I'm in my room struggling to find a pair of socks to match. The sloth grabs a mask, and low-key was about to throw a fit. Anyways, we're about to leave, and we see the baby lion sitting at the door saying no one's going anywhere unless I'm coming with you. But unfortunately, that wasn't possible. The sloth picked him up, put him outside, told him to stay, and our little friend was scarred for life. It was time for us to head out into the snow. We had our little fluffy spectator staring at us through the window, worried sick because the sloth is driving. Vin Diesel over here does a little drift right as she's about to move the car, and then I guess got confused with the buttons because instead of unlocking the doors, our friend put the window down. 3 minutes into the car ride, she tells me the sun is blinding and she can't really see in front of her, so I thought we hit rock bottom, but then she literally makes eye contact with me while driving, and that's when I knew we might die. We finally get to Walmart and there's no line, which is absolutely amazing, but we still managed to almost hit this car because the sloth forgot to check her side mirrors because she was too busy looking at the backup camera. Anyways, I see this dude with a bunch of carts. That's where I realized I forgot my mask, so I'm heading back into the car, and look how far out our car is compared to every other car in the parking lot. Like, what? So I'm about to grab my mask, realize we also forgot our method of payment, turn my head, the sloth is literally nowhere to be seen, but I did find this cute car with a pair of ears. So I take my first step into the place, and I remember the last time I was in a Walmart, hashtag COVID-19 problems, but we are on a mission to find my sister. First up, I go to the cheese section, and then I ask this lady if she's seen a sloth. She says no. Then I go to the kids section. I even checked this box full of unicorns, and then I went to where all the Fruit Loops are, and clearly someone loves it a little too much. I may have gotten a little distracted when I bumped into an insane amount of Kinder Eggs, but let's be honest, who wouldn't? But from the distance, I spot the sloth, and of course she's in the makeup section. Right away, we say hello to Camila Cabello, and then I spot the cutest little shirt that says Wonderful, and it has a cute little cotton ball on top of the one, but then this dude runs behind us and heads over into Narnia. Just when I thought things were getting a little weird, I look up and I see myself on about 5 different TV screens, hashtag I made it to the big screen, then I saw a bunch of barbecues. Who's trying to have a barbecue in the snow? Shortly after, we bump into this book called The Push, so I did what any normal human would do, and I saw this cute little shirt that said Moosing Around, but it was finally time to head over to the cash, and the line was insane. The sloth thought the line for the cashiers would be much faster than the line for the self-checkout, so we each went in our own line, and it was a race to see whose turn it would be first. While I'm in line, I see a bunch of dudes got flowers for the ladies. Low-key made me smile. Now I'm looking around, as soon as I see that McDonald's logo, all I'm thinking about is their hot, salty, delicious fries, even though it's cold 90% of the time. Apparently, we got low prices every day at Walmart, even though the shelves are literally empty, but eventually it's my turn, and guess who's calling me? So of course, I immediately look over to her line, and from the distance, I spot her laughing on her phone. Anyways, we quickly paid for the goods. The sloth made a quick pit stop because she saw a sign that said sweet deal. Low-key, she really wanted chicken nuggets, but let's be real, who doesn't want chicken nuggets? Unfortunately, we didn't have time, and she storms off. Now we're on our way out, and I spot a father and son matching camouflage pants, and the sloth literally couldn't feel her fingers because she forgot her mittens. On our way back, we had a couple close calls, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I was low-key getting used to it. I decided to distract myself and put on some music, and we started jamming out. Once we got back to the house, the sloth forgot how to turn off the car, and she parked right beside the curb, so it was very difficult for me to get outside the car. Meanwhile, she turned into a rabbit and jumped over the hill. I almost tripped and twisted my ankle, and of course got home to the baby lion, who has completely lost control and doesn't really know what to do with himself. We decided to make some fresh hot popcorn. The sloth did her last bit of laundry. The baby lion finally calmed down. The sloth started packing her stuff because she's going back to residence. She had a 2-hour car ride ahead of her. The baby lion was kind of upset, didn't really want her to go, but he still managed to do the chicken wing, so I gave him a nice cube. Anyways, then it was time for them to leave. Bob the Builder was the one driving her back to residence. The baby lion tried his luck one more time sitting at the door hoping to go with them. It didn't really work, but I do really appreciate the effort. The sloth closes the door. The baby lion literally can't believe what's going on, so we head to the window to see her leave. It was a very sad moment, I'm not gonna lie. The baby lion wasn't really himself for the rest of the day, and he kept asking to go outside, thinking that she was in the backyard still. That's why I grab a pan, turn on the oven, grab a carton of egg whites, throw that into the pan. Shortly after, a bubble appears, and I'm like, wait a second, is that even normal? And so I did what anyone would do. I grabbed a fork, poked it, and it got a little mad. Anyway, somehow I managed to do a 7 out of 10 egg flip, grab myself some Frank's Red Hot Sauce because I put that on everything, drizzled some of that on there, asked the baby lion if he wanted some. He was still kind of depressed and said, don't talk to me.